What's happening, Hot Wheelers? Joe Motor here. Welcome back to the Motor Hood. Just a little cracking and yakking here today. Nothing too special. Just have some stuff I've had laying around here that I need to crack open and put in the display case. So now's as good as time as any, and I thought I'd just share it with you here. I've got this Matchbox piece that I found in the store the other day. A couple of Johnny Lightnings and some old, now old, Hot Wheels car culture pieces that have been sitting around for a while, so I need to crack it all open here. So I guess we'll just start with this Matchbox here. This is a really cool release from Matchbox. I really enjoy the packaging on these. It has that vintage look to it. It's got the, Matchbox is named after the little box they used to come in, so it's nice to have the collector box here included. And of course the card art is really fantastic. It's very true to the real car itself, so everything is pretty customized on the packaging here, and it just has a really cool vintage clean look to it. So for those of you that collect in the package, I think these are really cool. The back doesn't have much going on, but the front is pretty awesome, and it also kind of stands up nice as well. But we're cracking it open. This is the Henry J. Gasser, and at first glance you might think it sort of looks like a Volkswagen Fastback or something like that, but Henry J. Kaiser, I think his last name was sort of a industrialist in post-World War II, and wanted to manufacture his own model of car. But I think, once Ford and Chevy and Dodge started to, mass produce, the smaller car manufacturers just couldn't hang on. So the Henry J didn't survive, but I think a lot of the Henry J's were left over, and so people started to modify them and make them into these gasser drag racers before the funny cars and other modern drag racers took over. So it's a pretty unique looking piece. It's got a little bit of a sort of Volkswagen look and also a gasser look. So we're going to crack it open and take a closer look. And again, there's plenty of these out there, so for those of you that like to collect in the package, that shouldn't be a problem. I don't feel too bad opening this up, but I do love the series from Matchbox just because it's a lot more premium. You do get this really cool collector box. We'll just look that over really quick with the line drawing there, and of course the full color artwork on both ends of it here. I think you can find some old Revell model kits of the Henry J. Gasser, which is how a lot of people were introduced to the model, I think. But what's fantastic about this is it's from Matchbox, but you've got a metal base, I believe, and you have full rubber tires. So it's really great to get a premium release from Matchbox that can be added to, the Joe Motor Hood here, the vintage racing collection. But it's really got some great features. The orange color's not too glossy. It does have a gloss to it. But the rear tire here, a little bit fatter than the front tire. It's not a slick, it actually has tread on it, but has the white wheels, and then the front has the chrome wheels, a little bit thinner in the front, but also treaded. But the base is really nice, flat black, so you can kind of see some of the detail there. But in the front, you can sort of see why, it sort of looks like a Volkswagen Fastback a little bit, or something like that. But really nice details here in the front. You can sort of see the Matchbox lettering there right across the center, and the painted headlights there with the X out and the number 58. And then over here, I think you can see a little more decoration here on the other headlight. But it's got a really cool opening hood feature here, so you can push it up and then look inside at that huge motor inside there, which is all chromed out, but really nice detail. And I love the graphics here on the side, Sunset Rocket, Henry J. Gasser, and the vintage sort of Matchbox lettering there on the back with the orange yellow coloring there. Around the back you can sort of see the curved back that goes into these wings, which is a really nice design for this piece. No painted details on the rear, I don't think. And then the same graphics here on the other side. Really nice piece from Matchbox. Got to give it to them for doing this kind of premium release. You can sort of see down in the interior there, not much to see. It's all black, but you can sort of see the steering wheel and down into the seat. And then across the top, the driver name there with the stars. Really nice touch. So got to give it to Matchbox on this release. Really happy to see that. I'd love to see some more vintage race cars from Matchbox, especially in the premium releases where you have metal base, metal body, and rubber tires. So really impressed with that release. Kudos to Matchbox on that one. Let's do a little Johnny Lightning really quick. Here's a Demolition Derby release. Now there's two versions of this. It came in the, this is the 76 Dodge Aspen, and it has the 00 there on the side. I just love the Demolition Derby series. Love those just hand-painted details, and love the style of these old cars. It's just a really cool, unique series that Johnny Lightning continues to put out, which I'm really happy about. But a lot of their cars now come in A and B versions, so this is the sort of salmon colored one, which you had to get, right? Because the company back here on the back is Capistrano Salmon Company. So you have to get the salmon color here, Salmon of Capistrano. So the salmon color was a must-have here, and I actually found these at Ollie's for like $4, so that was a score. But they also have this color here, which is, I think it's called the cheapest possible Derby Green, which is super cool. There's some more information there on the package. So Johnny Lightning continues to put out these really fantastic Demolition Derby cars. Love the details in these, but I'm only going to crack the salmon one just because they're so similar that you know, I probably just need one of them. But so I may trade this one off or something. But both of them are the same model, same paint scheme, just different color. But definitely going to keep the salmon one in the collection here. I'll show you the back of the package really quick, just in case you're interested in that. But otherwise, we're going to crack it open and take a closer look. So again, with the Johnny Lightning Demolition Derby, all metal base, treaded rubber tires, and really great paint details. So this one has Southside Disc Golf Club here on the hood, South Bend, Indiana. We've got some painted headlights there, nice detail, sort of different color hood, that gloss black hood. But then you have this sort of little bit of an eggshell or enamel salmon color all the way around, and then you have some detail here, including the Capistrano Salmon Company now flocking, as you can see there on the back fender. But then you also have some Tom's Lawn Service, Tony's Tunes and Tune-Ups, and that one there is so small I don't even think I can read it, but love the graphics, very nice and sharp tampo work on the side here, even on the back, the sunray body and paint, nice drop shadow, and very clear and distinct sharp edges on those graphics. And true to Demolition Derby, there's no glass in the windows, so everything is wide open. That probably saves them a plastic part to put in there, and it's true to form, because usually they'll take out all the glass for those Demolition Derby cars to eliminate broken glass in people's faces and so forth. So you can, really easy to see down into the interior of the car, which is just all black, which kind of makes sense. No real reason to put a whole lot of detail in there. But what I love about these Demolition Derby cars is the paint stripes across the hubcapless tires, which is just that extra ounce of authenticity that makes these so much fun to collect. I just love the alternating color here, that sort of red-pink salmon color in the front and the white stripe in the back. Just super cool release from Johnny Lightning. And on the other side here, it's the opposite, which I didn't realize because you can't see it when it's in the package that way, but on the show side here, it was white with orange 00. On the other side, it's black with the orange 00. So that's a nice surprise detail once you get it out of the package. And again, you wouldn't know that unless you cracked it open. So there you go. There's even some more tiny details up here in the front, and I don't know if I'll be able to focus that in or not. It looks like a phone number and something else going on there. I'm not sure, but I see the word throwback, and that's about it. It's too tiny for me to read. Dodge Aspen is a really unique kind of casting, and get off my Aspen there in the back with the painted tail lights. So really nice work here with Johnny Lightning. Just a lot of thought went into the design of this, and all of the Demolition Derby cars just have such character. I don't have them all, but I'll definitely pick them up if I see them and they catch my eye. So there's the Dodge Aspen 1976 from Johnny Lightning in the Demolition Derby series, and of course the green one, you might find that one too, but I'm just going to hang on to the salmon one for now. Another thing to note is these Johnny Lightning cars, this one in particular, is only one of 3,000. I mean, that's a pretty rare number for these cars, even though they create two versions. So there's like 6,000 of the casting, 3,000 of one colorway, 3,000 of another. So, you know, that's rarer than a Super Treasure Hunt from Hot Wheels, and it's a lot rarer than even some of the RLC releases that come out these days from Hot Wheels collectors. And I'm kind of glad they do that. They keep them in low numbers because you know, they get harder and harder to find over the years, and you know, probably matches current demand, and they can sell out and keep making different models. So it's probably a smart move from Johnny Lightning to do that. And of course it comes with this little collector card here, which I don't really have much use for, but it's still a pretty cool addition. Not too excessive, and it does give you a little more information there on the back. So not too bad. Pretty cool release from Johnny Lightning in the Demolition Derby series. All right, so let's take a look at the next Johnny Lightning, which is the 1964 Ford Thunderbolt, the Tasca Ford Tribute here, which is a really cool, kind of simple design, really cool release, but it's got some good detail on it. We'll take a look at up close, but here's the package just in case you're interested. This one came out pretty recently, Muscle Cars USA. I don't know if it's a hobby exclusive or not, but it is a limited edition here. You can see it's limited to 3508, which is kind of a random number, I guess, but I guess they have their reasons. Take a look here on the front of the package for some extra details about the car itself. It comes in this Wimbledon white, which is kind of a cream white. And then we'll take a look at the back of the package just for document's sake. And let's crack it open. All right, got it out of the package here. Very nice, simple details. Love that sort of off cream white to it. It makes it a little bit richer or something. So let's take a look at the graphics around the side. And again, it's pretty simple. The Tasca Ford, I think his name is Bob Tasca, who owns a Ford dealership and really developed these sort of custom Ford Fairlanes, I guess is what they were based off of. And the Tasca Ford created these kind of souped up Fairlanes and called them the Thunderbolts to drag race them, I guess. But these were some of the earliest ones in the mid 60s. I think Tasca Ford is still around. You can still buy from that dealership, but that's pretty much all I know about it. Very simple graphics on the back, the lettering of Tasca Ford, and then some smaller lettering there and at the bottom, and then these sort of black wheels in the back. They're pretty tight. They don't roll all that well, but that's okay. Nice and blacked out there. And then you have the AFX 1077 graphic there on the side of the door, and a little bit of red additional graphics there, which are nice. And then the sort of Krager style wheel in the front. Again, these don't roll all that well, but again, this is just for display for my purposes here. But looking at the front, that unmistakable Thunderbolt front end there with the headlights and grille, and the headlights on this I think are actually lensed headlights. There's actually a little clear plastic piece inside there, so they're not painted, which is an interesting choice that Johnny Lightning made there. And then on the hood you can see the Thunderbolt, the red Thunderbolt, which is a really cool addition here to this interesting shaped hood right there. As you can see, the additional kind of piece that was added to the top of the stock hood, I guess, and then you've got the hood pins there, and then you can actually open it up and look inside, and there's some pretty good detail in there. Nice flat black and chrome and blue details down in the engine. So I got to give it to Johnny Lightning for the details. You know, they're doing this tribute car to a modified Ford Fairlane, and it looks pretty good down there. Looking down into the interior, again, all black. You can see some texture in the seats and the steering wheel, but that's just about it. I think I can spot the gear shift in there as well. If we look around in the back, you can see that beautiful back end of the Ford Thunderbolt. Just beautiful styling of the mid-1960s right there. Beautiful circular red painted taillights, the chrome bumper. You can see the Ford lettering there on the trunk, edge of the trunk there, just before it hits the bumper. I think it says Fairlane there on the black sticker. I can't really see very well these days. And then on the license plate, it says Tribute on a red license plate there. So very small, meticulous details, typical of Johnny Lightning on these, especially these sort of Tribute race cars, to have very, very tiny details that are worth getting up close and taking a look at. And again, you can't really notice these as much unless you crack them open and look at them up close. But we'll take a look at the base here really quick, just to verify. But that's a beautiful addition, and I'm really happy to have that one in the collection. Just a really cool mid-1960s Ford Thunderbolt Tasca Ford there. Very cool. All right, so that does it for Johnny Lightning. Let's move over to Hot Wheels and actually have another gasser here I've been meaning to crack open. And you guys have seen this one, so it's nothing special, but it's left over from the Boulevard series, the Hoonigan 55 Chevy Bel Air gasser, which I think I said in a previous video, I've kind of slowed down in collecting these just because there's so many variations out there, both in the mainline and premium releases, but also in Redline Club and convention cars. There are just so many to keep track of. So, but I had to have this one because this one is fantastic with the primer gray and real simple design. So I wanted to add this one to the collection for sure. And I think I picked this one up online, but it came a little cheaper because it had a cracked blister, which is perfect for me because I'm going to open it anyway. So again, you've probably seen these, but the Boulevard series was a very popular series that came out, I don't know, in the mid to late 2000s, maybe 2010s. I can't remember exactly when, but a lot of those cars are hard to find and still very popular. So they brought back the Boulevard series very recently, and this Hoonigan gasser was part of the release. We'll show you the back so you can see some of the other cars that came in that set. Kind of random choices for the Boulevard, but still some really cool models that they've released in the Boulevard series. So let's crack this one open and get it added to our display case here. Really excited to add this one to the collection just because it's so different than the other gassers. A lot of the other gassers have lots of decoration, lots of lettering, lots of color choices, and this one is just that simple primer color. And of course, Ken Block, I think, owns Hoonigan Industries, which sells all kinds of parts and accessories for drag racing and drifting and all those kinds of fun things that I wish I could do. And I think Hoonigan actually is a word means someone who operates a car in a dangerous or unorthodox manner. So that certainly makes a lot of sense, especially for this sort of primered up gasser here. But I just really enjoy the simplicity of it. The graphics here on the front say Try 5 by Fire, which is a really cool lettering there on the front fender. And then you do have some sponsor badges in the window, which is a really cool touch. So I think you can see Summit Racing there, the Hoonigan lettering, and a couple of other badges there in the back window, which makes it really authentic. So you can sort of see a chrome interior, which is not the best choice, but makes sense, I guess, for this. You don't really look down in there too much. That base is made out of the same chrome that is making up the engine here, which sticks out of the gasser hood. No hood on the gasser, of course. And then painted headlights on this one, chrome grille. On the back you have painted tail lights, of course, and the California license plate there. And I just love the Hoosier fat tire there on the back. That might be one of my favorite drag tires on these Hot Wheels, especially the gassers. The Hoosier tire is just super cool. I love the lettering on those slick rubber tires there in the back. Flat black metal base and treaded skinny tires in the front. All chrome wheels there. So of course this is an older piece, you've all seen this one, but really excited to finally crack that open and put that in the display case next to my other 55 Bel Air gassers. Alright, so I've just got 4 more cars here I'm going to crack open real quick because you've probably seen these a million times already. This is from the Car Culture Thrill Climbers series. I just picked 4 out of the 5 up here. We're going to crack all of these top 4 here. I didn't pick up the Volkswagen, it's just not really my style, but these other 4 here, just fantastic color and design and casting choices, I think, for this series. And I think I first saw these on the Lamley channel when it first came out, so I was looking forward to finding them. Thrill Climbers series, but the casting choices I think are really what make this series interesting. And of course, with the Car Culture series, you do get the really amazing card art, and definitely worth, if you're a package collector, definitely worth collecting them in the package just because of the art itself. But this release here, the Lancia 037, man, what a cool casting and release. Really hit it out of the park with this one, I think, Hot Wheels. But let's just crack it open. And again, it's just hard to go wrong with the Lancia. It's just a cool sort of almost a silhouette style body style with the low sort of scoop down there on the front. I just love the grille on this thing. The double headlights there, all the lighting details. You can sort of see the Lancia logo right there in the center. That is just an incredible character of the front end of that car, and it just slopes down, looks mean, doesn't it? And the stripes on the side just really add to that sloping of the body shape there. So if you look at the hood there, some really, really unique details and texture on the hood with the Lancia logo right there in the center. And then just the graphics on the side of this are pretty simple. The racing stripes follow the curvature of the body, which kind of does this curve from back to front. And but otherwise the graphics are pretty simple there. The wheels on this are really, really unique, but those are super thin rubber tires with a kind of circular spoked wheels there. Really, I think work well on this model. See the Lancia Racing on the wing in the back there, the spoiler, and then the engine is down here in the back, which is super cool. You can kind of glimpse some of the details of that there in the back. But look at the rear of this piece. Just love how the wing angles up there, the Pirelli tire logos there across the sort of textured, graded rear panel here that has the painted tail lights, and then you have the dual exhaust there and other details here in the back. Just fantastic release from Hot Wheels. Really looking forward to more colorways and styles of the Lancia. This is just a super cool release, and flat back base. So that's a home run for sure for me. And then of course the Ford RS 200, an unlikely favorite, I guess, for this particular release. You can sort of see the graphic art there. You don't even see the side of it. It's just like coming right at you in the card art there. But the graphics on the side are really what make this car really classy combination of the bronzy gold wheels and the blue and white graphics. So let's crack it open, get a closer look. But my goodness, the racing stripes on it, the front end of this car is just incredibly classy. I love those front headlights. Really, really incredible, tiny little details there. And the headlights and the Ford logo, both small and large on the hood. Really interesting shapes and contours on this car with the Pirelli logo on either side of the hood there. Very sharp and interesting contrasts on this car. Really love the blue and black stripes with the sort of arrow graphic here on the front with the Ford logo and the red Pirelli logo in the back. And just such a nice contrast with those bronze wheels. Again, with the thin rubber tires. Very unique tires and wheels on this piece. Even the etched details in the window. Really great detail there. And then this black, what do we call this thing on the top here? It's not really the spoiler's back here, but I'm not sure what this is exactly. You'll have to tell me in the comments. But again, beautiful design on the rear of this car, the spoiler up top, the red painted taillights, the RS 200 lettering along with the Ford logo in the back. Really beautiful sculpted casting there, and the way they treated this release with the design, I don't know that they'll do much better than this. So that's a beautiful Ford RS, definitely worth adding to the collection, so I'm excited about that one as well. Normally I don't collect Porsche all that much. I do have a couple of Porsches in the collection, but again, the graphics and the color choices on this particular casting were enough that I definitely wanted to grab it. And the graphic art on this one, again, is just can't beat that at all. So let's crack it open and take a quick look at it. And really the simple sort of all white color of this one with the orange and red just really add emphasis to the shape of the car. As you can see along here, they've added the stripes that go along with the wave and curves of the car. Just excellent emphasis to the design of the body when you use the racing stripes that way. And then the rest of it is just very simple. A simple black 77 on the side with lettering and the Hot Wheels logo there in black and white. Very simple, classy, tasteful design there. And the Porsche logo, beautiful on the back there with the red and yellow stripes, alternating stripes, and the blacked out headlights, man. That's really cool, along with the sort of black hood features there. Again, just excellent design choices, excellent execution on this piece. Still not a super big fan of these type of wheels, but because they're white, they blend in with the rest of the body style very nicely, and so they don't really stick out or seem out of place to me. And of course, I think they are truer to the Porsche style of wheels anyway. But again, you have the really super thin rubber tires, all white base here, as you can see. And then the rear wing, again, just super awesome sculpted details here in the back on the rear wing. Fantastic angles and curves, dual exhaust in the back. So, you know, if you're going to collect a racing Porsche, this has got to be one of them, right? All right, so the final car in this lineup was probably one of my favorites, the Audi Sport Quattro, one of the coolest new castings that have been released from Hot Wheels in the last, I don't know, couple of years. Saw it in the main line as well, and there's actually a racing version of this in the main line that I'd love to pick up at some point. But again, just incredible card art, beautiful addition here to the Thrill Climbers series. I really hope to see some more of these. It's what's great about the car culture series, is that they can really do a lot of different variations of things and still keep it within the car culture releases. But the Audi Sport Quattro, I mean, just a really unique casting, and the color treatment and design on this is right in line with these others we've been looking at. So let's crack it open. And again, coming out of the package, lots of different features on this one. Pretty simple white on top, but once you get down to the hood, you can see quite a few different color features. Of course, the Audi logo, this sort of black and white V arrow feature there on the front, and then really interesting textural detail here on the just one side of the hood there. And the same kind of plastic feature that's poking up under the hood there, up closer to the windshield, that you can sort of catch there. But really, really interesting detail there, along with the sort of bronzy brown and silver and red stripes that sort of shoot down at an angle. So again, just incredible graphic design that responds to the shape and contours of the vehicle. That is something that, you know, a lot of thought and time went into developing this, and it certainly shows and is rewarding when you see it in person. The unmistakable Audi logo there on the front grille with the white painted headlights. We've got the yellow-orange hazards, and then the yellow down on the lower bumper there, and then the yellow actually extends all the way across the base. And pretty beefy treaded tires, but they're still pretty thin in line with the rest of the cars in this release. And really love the spoke style here, the white wheels that go along with the white of the car. And of course the Audi number 1 there on the side, the Michelin logo, Castrol, really cool. It's interesting that Michelin is on there twice. But what a cool car, man. Audi Quattro, nice taillight features, the dual exhaust, beautiful wing there in the back, kind of stumpy wing there in the back, but those angled stripes really take into account all of the sort of dynamics of the car design. And I just can't say enough about the design and execution of this series. Just really, really well thought out. And I'm not sure which one my favorite is of this group, but they're both just really fantastic pieces. Definitely going in the display case, and glad to finally get them open. They've been released for quite a while. So that's it for today. I just wanted to crack open a few cars that I've had laying around and spend some time in the motor hood with you guys today. Let me know what you think about any of these cars. If you got them in your collection, and did you crack them open, and hope to see more of these type of cars coming out in the car culture series for sure. But still enjoying the Johnny Lightning Demolition Derby releases, and of course there are some of their tribute race cars. Can't go wrong with those. And really enjoying the Matchbox Vintage Premium releases, especially when it features a vintage race car like this Sunset Rocket Henry J. Gasser here. So really cool pieces. Gonna add them to the collection. Thanks for watching. Keep on motoring, and we'll see you next time.